Supreme's caught a lot of attention recently. How did they go from a small skate shop in New York to becoming a global billion-dollar brand? This is a Supreme toolbox, and you can get a bunch of Supreme items and pay 10 times more for it. Why? Because it's the power of the brand. I'm excited to show you in today's video all the tools that Supreme use to become a billion-dollar brand, and how you can take those tools and use it in your own business for your own success.
Everything. The logo has so much cachet. People even stamp it on themselves.
Cleveland Cavaliers J.R. Smith posted to Instagram this photo.
Today, you're gonna learn how they created such a cult-like following, how they rose to billion-dollar fame without running a ton of ads, and how they leveraged partnerships, influencers, and celebrities to build a famous brand that can even 50x the price of regular items with just a Supreme logo attached. This video will show you the masterpiece of Supreme, how it's built its brand, how it's leveraged that brand for billion-dollar success, and the future of Supreme. Will it go up? Will it continue to go down? Let's find out and show you what lessons you can apply into your business.
All these people here are gonna try and cop a box logo hoodie, man.
Resellers call this the Supremium.
It all started with a man called James. He started with a small store in New York, originally from my hometown, the UK. He had worked in streetwear before, but now he wanted to create his own brand. He wanted to create a unique shopping experience, something that the skating community could relate to. And let's think about it. Skaters were often seen as outsiders. They were a subculture that struggled to fit in with that mainstream population. However, Supreme has bridged that gap. In the early days, the products, the branding, it drew from that subculture, standing out much like the man in red himself. And that is the first lesson for today. It was able to create a differentiator between itself and all the other skating brands. And because of that, it's become iconic. They became a central hub for New York City skaters, and they were able to continually distinguish themselves between all the other skating brands by focusing not only on skateboarding gear, they went way beyond that, including streetwear and fashion items that the general population wanted, again bridging the gap between the skating community and the normal fashion community. They were then able to expand out of that small store by leveraging pro skaters, influencers, and the world we know of social media marketing to create a ripple effect into the bigger population, into the bigger community. And these early days of starting to use influencers, famous icons in the skating community, was what helped them get that momentum to shift into that bigger general population and even the high-end boutique fashion industry.
I just want to show you this very real headline from Forbes.
And while not every skateboarder may love the Supreme brand because of how it monetized itself and expanded, that is another lesson for you today. You don't have to have everyone liking you. You can't please everyone. And if you try and listen to everyone, as the famous saying goes, you please no one. So don't be afraid to expand, even if it means you may leave some people behind in the process. That's often a business decision we all have to face as we try and go into that next level. Supreme kind of has an iconic look. The Supreme logo, it's simple, it's bold, it's elegant, and you know exactly what it is when you see it. The Supreme logo is often seen as a badge of cool. Many of the collectors state this, and that's why they want to buy into it. And this is the holy grail for brands, just like a brand you may own or one day create, where the brand merges with the person. And unlike the mainstream fashion industry that spends $500 billion on advertising, you will rarely catch Supreme on your Facebook newsfeed, a billboard in Times Square, or TV. They don't need to do that because of how they mastered influencer marketing and tapped into the pop culture of today.
The fashion industry spends $500 billion on advertising each year, but you won't find Supreme on billboards or magazines.
And this is the third lesson for today: how to launch a product successfully. In e-commerce, Supreme are one of the best, with lines around the block, selling out in a matter of minutes, and even breaking the internet because everyone is rushing to find their favorite limited edition swag. They turn the launch of their products into these experiential events. They do this by having crazy low production quantities, which might sound counterintuitive. However, by limiting the amount and creating insane buzz and hype around it, they're able to sell out almost instantly. And when interviewed, some of the collectors even state they're addicted to the Supreme up and down. What this is a new drop, the anticipation leading up to that drop of a specific item, and then the rush when they're in line trying to get their hands on their new favorite piece of swag. And then that creates a ripple effect for future launches. So they're taking a bit of a cut today to grow the brand for many years to come. And attention, just before we continue, make sure you subscribe below and comment below what is your favorite Supreme item that you love to represent. Supreme only has 11 stores around the world, and this has worked in their favor because customers around the world will pay every penny they've got to find their latest Supreme swag online. Think about it, just 11 stores, allowing them to go to over $1 billion valuation. That's pretty insane. Supreme's launches got so big, so crazy, they even had to create a lottery-like system. How they did this was through their online platform, driving thousands of people to the website to register for the latest drop. After you registered, you were randomly selected through the lottery-like system and text if you made it into the final round. This allowed you to then go and line up for your favorite item.
The accessories are always what is very interesting to me. They're always out of left field, they always surprise you, and there's just a very collectible and a very interesting aspect about all of them.
People wear Supreme because they want to represent a community. They want to be a part of culture. It's easier than you think to create that these days. One of my friends, Russell Brunson, has done this with a boring software company, ClickFunnels. He created a community called Funnel Hackers. Ferrari have done amazing jobs of creating those communities. And Louis Vuitton and Gucci, two brands I often mention, are another great example of creating that brand that people want to continually promote, that people will spend every last penny they have just to represent their favorite handbag.
In 2017, Gebbia confirmed that half the company was sold for $500 million to the Carlyle Group, a private equity corporation.
Where is Supreme now? In 2017, half the company was sold for $500 million to a private equity group. Luckily for Supreme, it was also able to continually operate just like its early days, something that many brands fail to do when being acquired by private equity. And that is the next lesson. Remember why people signed up in the first place. Many times brands change over years and they forget how they got successful in the first place. Many entrepreneurs I coach start off well, they grow into major success, get shiny object syndrome, and then they forget to do the core foundations of what made them successful in the first place. Private equity allows for massive expansion. It allows for major support in those big legal battles, and it allows for future investment to support cash flow and expansion. However, one of the biggest problems with private equity groups is they generally come in and restructure the brand, the future of the brand, based on spreadsheets and numbers, something that can disrupt and severely damage a cult-like brand such as Supreme that has out-the-box growth and grew through tribes, communities, innovation, all items that spreadsheets and CFOs, financial analysts can't map out. And let's finish in the takeaways today for your own brand and entrepreneurial journey. Number one is they started niche and then they expanded. I often teach my entrepreneurial clients on start niche, build a community, dominate that space, and then expand out. Supreme did a great job of this. Number two, create partnerships. Supreme has done an amazing job of creating partnerships with big brands such as Louis Vuitton. Brands that can disrupt different industries. Brands that allow them to hit an avatar or a collection of people that they wouldn't be able to hit by themselves. Number three, there's no denying about the loyal fan base and the cult-like following that Supreme has created. When you're trying to grow your brand, please focus on this because that is the bulletproof jacket to longevity. Creating that loyal tribe will help you through recessions. Creating that loyal tribe will help you through bad PR. And creating that loyal tribe will continually grow the brand even without advertising. Number four, Supreme is a master at product launches. If we could all reverse engineer Supreme's product launches into our own business, we'd all be wildly successful. They have mastered the art of creating excitement. They've mastered the art of creating buzz, and they've done it in a way that aligns with their brand value, creating a community, making it fun, and getting people excited. And number 5, they knew when to get help. They got to a certain point and realized not only was it time to cash in some chips, but they needed private equity money to take them to that next level, to take them to that billion-dollar valuation. Private equity can be a great way to not only cash out on your business during that journey to $1 billion, but to also get an infusion of capital that allows you to do more advertising, to do more product development, and ultimately to expand quicker. So there you have it, 5 lessons from growing a $1 billion brand with Supreme. And I hope you enjoyed some of the lessons from today's video. I love nothing more than breaking down the $1 billion strategies that you could be using right now in your business. And if you enjoyed today's video, check out one of the other videos above. And remember, subscribe below so you never miss another video and you can stay ahead when it comes to the world of business, branding, influencers, and money. And until next time, I hope you found some useful tools from Supreme's toolbox. I'll see you in a video very soon.